What's good, everybody? Just as you guys know, SummerSlam is officially coming on. And overall, I thought SummerSlam tonight was a pretty good show, actually. To me, for anyone that follows me on Twitter, if you haven't, link should be down in the description box in case you haven't followed me on Twitter. It is at TheChrisPhoenix. But for those who follow me on Twitter, know how I feel about this pay-per-view. I thought, to be quite honest with you, it was the best pay-per-view since WrestleMania. And you could even make a statement maybe it was as good. I'm not gonna say it was better than WrestleMania, because WrestleMania obviously is WrestleMania. But it could be possibly, you know, just as good as WrestleMania. The ending was kind of ugh to me. I know a lot of people like the result. The result, I think the result's okay, but the match itself was just, oh my god. I never want to see them face each other again. Never. I get why they did that, why they put it that way. So, but anyways, so tonight we had the opening match. We actually had a pre-show match between Cesaro and RVD. Yours truly did not get the chance to watch it, but I know RVD won. Cesaro, you guys know how I feel about his career going right now, so no comment on that. But we had the opening matchup being The Miz. Actually, now before the match even happened, you had Hulk Hogan, brother, coming out, giving the shout out for the WWE Network, dude. Only $9.99, brother. And then next thing you know, for like including that and quite a number of times of the night, you had the $9.99 chant. Yeah. So the opening contest was Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. And I said this again. I said it on Twitter, and I'm saying it one more time. You're in Los Angeles, obviously Hollywood, and you have a Hollywood type gimmick for one The Miz, and he gets no reaction. I like The Miz. You guys know me. I've always liked The Miz for the last several years, but it's just, oh god. Anyways, you had Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Pretty good curtain jerker, very entertaining opening matchup between the two. Um, just a good old match. You see, these guys, they put out good matches before. They put out a good match here tonight. Very good opening match for the Intercontinental Championship. The one thing I will complain about this match, though, when Dolph Ziggler famouser, The Miz completely no-sold it. Like, it was almost as bad as a couple years ago when CM Punk was facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Remember when Taker did not sell the GTS? It was almost that bad. Like, freaking famouser, Miz gets up like, what the hell? And then The Miz hits him with the skull crushing finale. 1-2. Ziggler kicks out. Miz is like, oh no, what do I do? And then within about a minute or so, Ziggler hits the zigzag 1-2-3 when they're in new Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler. And I think Dolph can do a decent run as Intercontinental Champion. But let me ask you something. What was the whole point of Miz winning the IC title at all at Battleground? If he was going to lose it here. Excuse me. See, I'm allergic to WWE's BS. But, because you give Miz the IC title, at least give him like a month or so to hold the belt. But no, within less than a month, you give it to Dolph. But hey, a lot of people like Dolph. I like Dolph. Don't get me wrong. I think Dolph's a great competitor. I think he's a great overall. He has some mic skills. He has some ring ability. So I'm fine with it. So. And then you have a little backstage segment, a little interview between Brie Bella, Hippie Bella, and Tom Phillips. She just basically gives her how she feels about how she felt being arrested, and the whole cheating scandal between Daniel Bryan and the whole affair, and yeah, not much. But anyways, you had the Divas Championship as Paige was celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday, Paige! Versus the 12-year-old Miss Brooks, AJ Lee. And match itself was better. It was better than the match at Battleground. I'll give them that. The one at Battleground was just bad. I mean, it was just, and it wasn't just so bad. It's not like it was like the worst match ever, but I'll admit, even though I do kind of hate on AJ Lee, I do admit she's a good competitor in the ring, and obviously Paige is good in the ring. So you think with two women wrestlers, two divas, I guess you could say, who are good in the ring, could do well with each other. They didn't do so hot at Battleground. But here tonight at SummerSlam, it came out good. You had them going really back and forth. Of course, you had occasional CM Punk chants. But surprisingly enough, Paige, you know, countered, I guess you could say, the Black Widow, and she hit some DDT. I guess she called it, was the PPT or PDT? I don't know what the hell Michael Cole was trying to say what it was called, but anyway, she hit the DDT, 1, 2, 3, Paige wins, and this was surprising to me. I was like, wow, really? I mean, Paige just lost the title about, what, a month and a half ago, and now she got it back? I mean, are they gonna play hot potato with this? Is AJ gonna go make babies with freaking pedophile quitter CM Punk? I mean, what's going on here? So, uh, but it's good to see Paige, win. I mean, I guess it's WWE saying, "Oh, happy birthday, Paige." But yeah. So then you have a flag match between Rusev and Jax Swagger, and I know a lot of people complain this, myself included. Isn't the whole point of a flag match you come up on the top rope and two flags are hanging from each side on a pole, and the whole point is you grab the flag and go yay, not a normal match, not a normal stipulation match, pinfall, submissions, countouts, there is disqualification, But anyways, I felt for some reason their match at Battleground was better than this. I mean, it started off good, with Lana. Shut up. She looked great. Oh my god. But anyways, it started off pretty good. Rusev trying to sneak up on Swagger, and Swagger got back at him. So it started off pretty good. And then it kind of drowned out a little bit, and then, at the end, it was okay. The match itself, I say, was okay. I mean, even though, yes, Rusev won, and we all saw it coming, Swagger looked good in defeat. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he didn't tap out. He passed out. He never really gave up. He never was like, oh, I give up, I give up. His body just gave up on him. So, in some sort of way, it makes both guys look strong. And, the thing too is Rusev was so inconsistent in this match at selling. Like 1 minute he's selling about the angle, like, oh, I can't hit the accolade, his submission maneuver because of his ankle. And then within 2 seconds he's like, oh, I'm fine. Like, it was really weird. But it was just a weird match overall. And it was, So then you have the Lumberjack match, aka the clusterfuck match between X-Men Seth Rollins and the one and only, apparently new movie star hobo Dean Psychotic Ambrose, Joker's long lost son. This match was by far match of the night. Obviously, this match was just crazy good. It was crazy. No pun intended. It was crazy. But at the same time, it was entertaining, and it was good, and it was just overall entertaining. It was good. The problem I have with the match is the fact that it was a lumberjack match. I mean, I know they tried to make it as good as possible, and of course they made it good, but there's some dark side, there's some error, there's some failure into this match, because you have the Lumberjacks. Okay, the first couple of minutes, Lumberjacks are doing their jobs. Putting the competitor in the ring, let the match continue. They did that for a while. I'm like, okay, they're doing their jobs. At least that's good. There's a positive side of that. But the next thing you know, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are fighting outside the ring. They're fighting in the stands, in the seats, in the crowd. And it's just like, okay, what the hell? The whole point is make sure they don't leave the ring. They're in the freaking stands. What the hell? And then, Dean Ambrose was facing some of the, beating up on some of the Lumberjacks. Seth Rollins was doing the same. I mean, they were trying their best to put him back in the ring, and eventually they did. And then, Dean Ambrose is about to win. He's a curb stomp on Seth Rollins. Out comes Kane, Corporate Kane, LOL. And then becomes a complete utter clusterfuck. This is when it's like TNA Impact Wrestling, brother, at its best. Alright, because they put on a freaking TNA mode here. Freaking Kane gets in the ring, and I believe he chokeslammed Dean Ambrose. I could be wrong, but I know he got in the ring. And then Goldust, who's one of the Lumberjacks, gets in the ring. Kane beats up on him. And then all the Lumberjacks come in the ring and a big out brawl. And I'm like, I know the crowd loved it. They loved this match and everything. But I'm sitting here going, what the hell? Like, why are they doing this? This is supposed to be about Dean and Seth, not about all the freaking Lumberjacks coming in at once. It made 0 sense. And I'm like, oh my god. And then, Dean starts beating up on, Harper and Rowan of the Wyatt family. And then Seth Rollins comes out with a briefcase, knocks him out. 1, 2, 3, Seth wins. And I'm thinking, okay. And those people say, oh, Dean should have won. To me, this was the right decision for Seth winning. The match was entertaining. It just had its flaws into it, and it just became such a clusterfuck in the middle of the match, and possibly the end as well. But the right guy won, because WWE's gonna milk the crap out of Ambrose and Rollins. They know it's the hottest thing they have right now. So they're probably gonna have a Night of Champions, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. Dean's gonna win, and this would make too much sense for WWE's case. But the rubber match is a Hell in a Cell and a Hell in a Cell match. But then again, that makes too much sense for WWE, so they're not gonna do that. But it was a good match. And the promo segment before was great. The video package they had was phenomenal. I enjoyed it. But, it was just with the Lumberjacks and then with Kane and they're brawling and it's just, it's like having a steel cage match and yet, and the whole point's to make sure they don't get out, they keep in the cage or a Hell in a Cell match. Oh, let's put the cage door down. Like, the fuck? Speaking of what the fuck, Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. And, two things. First of all, Bray Wyatt, get another goddamn song besides, whole world in his hands. And Chris Jericho, thank God, he brought the countdown back. I marked out like a bitch when I saw the countdown. I'm not gonna lie, I did. But, so these two have their match, and I know Chris Jericho's getting older. Obviously, the guy's like 42, 43, I think, 41. He's in his early 40s. And he's obviously taken quite a few bumps, to say the least, throughout his career. And Bray Wyatt, I mean, Bray Wyatt's good, but I think when you had Bray, who's still somewhat green, not on the mic, of course, because he's great on the mic, green as grass in the ring still a little bit, and then you have Jericho, who's getting older, and then the chemistry not that great, it kind of doesn't pull out to be a really good match. Because, this match was okay. I'm not saying this match was horrible. It was an okay match. But, it was just there. It's not really a memorable match. When you rewatch this match for $9.99 on the WWE Network, you're not going to go, oh man, I can't wait to watch Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. At least I'm not going to do that because it's not that memorable for me. Yeah, Bray won. That's great, He beat a former 6-time world champion. Hopefully he moves on to bigger and better things. I don't know what he'd be moving on to. Maybe Dean Ambrose in like a few months after Rollins is done with him. But I just don't know. So we'll see what happens. But it just felt like the whole thing was just kind of there. So now we have Hippie Bella versus the Queen. The Queen was freaking amazing. Oh my God, MILF of the century, Stephanie McMahon. Just so anyways. You have this match, and I think a lot of people expected this to be kind of a catfight, and it wasn't that the case. It was more of they try to pull an actual match. And at one point, the fans started chanting, "You still got it." And, again, I wrote on Twitter, I said, okay, I love Stephanie. You guys know that already. But she never had it. And people were like, oh, she's a former women's champion. Yeah, do you want to make that joke of a title run she had? But, she was never the better McMahon. Vince had more entertaining matches. Shane had more entertaining matches. Stephanie was never really that good in the ring. She had the personality, obviously, that kind of helped her in matches, but that was it. She was never really good. People want to rag on, like, Eva Marie for being horrible in the ring. Look at Stephanie's matches. They weren't anything special either. But, she did look better in this match than she did previous. Believe it or not, later on, I guess God, throughout their marriage, taught her how to do, this is how you do a suplex, this is how you perfect your headlock, this is how you throw punches, I don't know. She did hit the pedigree, but, the big moment here, obviously, is when, Stephanie's about to hit the yes log on, Bray's about to hit the yes log on Stephanie. God comes out saying, no, what the hell's going on now? And out comes Big Titty Wonder Woman, Bella, and you can kind of see what's going to happen here. She's about to tap out, and then, Triple H knocks down the referee, Brie does a pretty good little baseball slide, a little drop kick, you could say, to Triple H. She actually sold that pretty good. And then, Nikki gets in the ring. It looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1. Michael goes to Twin Magic. I'm like, damn, I haven't heard that in years. Ever since Nikki got a boob job. But, Nikki goes over, Wonder Woman herself turns heel and slaps, or just say elbows, Brie in the face. And, Stephanie hits the pedigree, 1, 2, 3. Triple H looks at freaking, totally checks out freaking Nikki's tits. And just goes, yeah, Plan D, us for business, us for business. And then, Triple H and Stephanie make out, God and Queen of Queens make out in the middle of the ring. But the thing I didn't like about this was, it wasn't so much the match. The match was kind of, ugh. And I didn't expect this match to be good at all, obviously. But the way they pulled up this heel turn was just so weak. Stephanie, I know, I talked to an MC on one reviews, and I talked to one more, and he said that Nikki's trying to pull up this remorseful heel character, but it's just, I can't buy into the whole, her basically looking like, oh no, what did I just do to my twin sister? And she didn't come off as the typical heel of, oh, I hate you, kind of like what Seth Rollins did to both, Dean and Roman. But, she just came off as like, oh no, I made the biggest mistake of my life, what did I do, Like, he just came off so wrong. And then she goes on Twitter, like, afterwards, like, oh, Brie, I'll explain it tomorrow. Like, I'm all for a Bella versus Bella feud, but not a good way to kick it off, just saying. Then you have versus Roman Reigns. And, this match was just Roman Reigns being the holy fuck out of Roman Reigns. I'm just gonna say how it is. That's what it was. Yes, Randy Orton had the RKO, and obviously he had his moves in there, but basically, about freaking 85% of the match was Roman Reigns beating the holy hell out of Randy Orton. Let's face it. Orton didn't stand a chance, and I get it. You're pushing Roman Reigns to the moon, to a possible Royal Rumble winner, to possibly face guy I'm going to say later on in this video at WrestleMania 31, just so you know who Seth Rollins can cash in on him. But it was an okay match. It actually was a little bit better than I thought it was. When I heard Reigns versus Orton, I was kind of like, ugh. But here, it was actually a decent match, so I think it was okay. And then they had this brand. Oh yeah, by the way, David Arquette was in the audience. Whoa, former WCW champion. So you have this whole. I guess they had this whole Totino's contest, and this one contest winner is Mama's Boy, and it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was so, it was good to see the New Age Outlaws. It was like, yeah, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, one of my favorite tag teams of all time. But I'm just sitting there going, oh my god. Like, this was just horrible. Like, he was coming out of a microwave on an episode of NXT or some crap, and I was like, what the hell was this? It was, ugh. Anyways, for the main event, Brock Lesnar versus for the World Heavyweight Championship. And oh my god. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I liked the results, but the match was freaking horrible. It was freaking boring. And I know people are saying, well, this match should have happened at Extreme Rules 2012. At least in 2012, I was entertained because you had your spots. You had your memorable spots. You had the, by the way, LOL to the German announce team. You had, the steel steps. You had the chain. You had the steel chair. You had the table. You had all these weapons. You had all these spots that were memorable. What the hell was so memorable about this match? The 16 freaking German suplexes that Brock Lesnar decided to hit on Cena? You have got to be kidding me. The match was horrible. Like, honestly, entertainment value, I was more entertained for Stephanie and freaking Bray than this match. And did I not say to you weeks ago I'm more into Bray and Stephanie, despite I know that wasn't going to be a good match for Lesnar and Cena? I'm not stupid, guys. I knew this match was going to be utter crap, and it was. And I get it. Oh, you're just saying that because Lesnar beat the holy hell out of John Cena. I'm fine with that. You guys know me. I don't care if Lesnar beats the holy hell out of Cena. That's great. And he did exactly that with freaking 16 suplexes and 3 freaking F5s. But oh my freaking word. Like, yeah, Cena got one attitude adjustment, like a couple of other moves. You know, his little 5 moves of doom. Blah, blah, blah. But, oh my word. This was just bad. This was bad. It was a bad match. And then people say, oh, Brock Lesnar's the world champion. This is going to be great. Yeah. Then again, most of the people that are saying this are the same exact people that said boo to The Rock for becoming world champion and appearing on Raw, once every 4 weeks, and barely defending the title, being a part-timer. But I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm terribly sorry. That's because The Rock beat, the quitter, CM Punk, the greatest wrestler of all time, and, here Lesnar beats up 5 moves of Doom Super Cena. Right? Is that it? Is that the reason why? But anyways, overall, the pay-per-view overall was solid. I'm not bashing it. It was a good pay-per-view, and one of the better ones since, again, WrestleMania. But there was just bits and pieces in here that I just couldn't get into. The poor execution of the heel turn for, Nikki Bella. Horrible. The main event, oh my god. I wanted to fall asleep. I swear to god, I wanted to fall asleep during that match. Rusev and Swagger was kind of the lack of chemistry between Wyatt and Jericho, the clusterfuck of the Lumberjack match. I mean, again, I love the Lumberjack match. It was great. Probably the best Lumberjack match I've ever seen. But for the wrong reasons. The whole point of Lumberjack match, you're supposed to keep the guys in the ring. Not, oh, we're too lazy. Have fun beating up each other near the popcorn stand. Like, what? So, anyways, that's it for me. You guys hope you guys enjoyed the video. I apologize for it being really long. Peace out.